The landlord of the Willie Street apartment also wants the tenants to pay for cleanup costs from that officer-involved shooting. Those tenants, friends of Robinson's, and he stayed there often. Valina Jones spoke with the landlord today and shares his reasons for this eviction, Valina.
Yeah, Eric, that landlord is giving two tenants until April 10th to move out. A family friend of those tenants tells me they are willing to move, but don't feel they should have to pay the cleanup cost.
Now this is just another thing thrown at them that's just hard to comprehend.
Less than a month since the death of Tony Robinson, with emotions still high, two teens living where Robinson was shot are now facing eviction, plus close to $2,000 in fees.
I don't think it's fair at all. I really don't. I think morally especially it's not fair for that, ask them for anything.
Craig Spalding's son is close friends with the teens. Spalding has been working with Anthony and Javier Lyman to try to raise money to help them move before they're evicted.
But I can't believe that the police didn't clean it up or didn't have they don't have any kind of protocol for this.
Ray Peterson owns the property where tributes to Robinson still fill the doorway. Peterson tells News 3 he feels like it's the tenant's responsibility to pay $700 in rent and the biohazard fees to clean up the remains from the shooting. He says that's because he feels the tenants violated their lease by allowing unauthorized persons to live in the apartment.
The city police department has a $60 million budget. They would hardly even notice that $1,100, and it seems to me to be more appropriate that the police department pay for that.
According to the eviction notice, only Anthony and his mother were on the lease. Javier and Anthony have not lived in the house since the March 6th shooting, but Peterson is still looking for last month's rent.
I don't think it's entirely crystal clear what their rights are, but as the tenants of that apartment, like I said, they're only responsible things that they or their guests or invitees had done. They shouldn't have to pay for days where they were unable to live in the apartment.
But for the brothers who are still trying to heal, Spalding says this should be the last thing on their mind.
They haven't been able to work since this happened, and it's just, again, it's very difficult and just horrible tragedy all around.
While Peterson claims Robinson was living in that apartment at the time of the shooting, Spalding denies that. He tells me Robinson would stay there often, but did not live there.
So, Valina, what about what Brenda Conkle said? Who is responsible here for the cost?
Right. I spoke to the city attorney today, Mike May, who says the landlord is ultimately responsible for that cost, but he could possibly ask the tenants to pay for that.
All right, a story we'll keep an eye on. Valina, thank you very much.